Hello everybody, this is Yoko's Anime Reactions, and this is going to be my review for Welcome to Demon School Iruma Kun, Season 2, Episodes 9 and 10. We have 11 episodes at this point, once I get this uploaded, to get uploaded. 5 of them will be double episodes, and then there'll be the finale by itself. So I hope I should be able to get it uploaded all by Saturday. As for whether the dub is going to be released at the same time as the sub, or if we're going to have to wait a week or two before we get the dub, I don't know. Anyway, the spell that Alchemist put on Iruma wears off, and he's back to his normal self. And he's so upset at what happened because he thinks he treated everybody so badly when he was like that. But Sullivan is just happy to have him back to normal. And everybody else is fine with it because they know that it wasn't his fault. They thought it was his evil cycle, which obviously they would think since they think he's a demon. So they don't have any, ill will towards him. Besides, if it wasn't for him being like that, they wouldn't have gotten the Royal One. Anyway, I actually forgot to mention this, but sorry. Anyway, last episode I forgot to mention that in the review that when they got the Royal One and went inside, Iruma walked straight to the throne and sat on it. Like, really, dude? Anyway, like I said, he's all apologetic to everybody, but the thing is that, Az and Clara are hanging on to this guy for dear life now because they're worried he's going to do it again. He's going to go through his evil cycle again. And the others try and entice Clara away from him with snacks and sweets and everything, and she's like, nope, not even sweets will tear me away from him. And yeah, Az is no different. He's not going to let go. Anyway, they find out that they have end of terminus exams, essentially end of semester exams. And yeah, they need to pass. Because if they don't, whoever doesn't pass is going to get extra homework during their end of terminus time, which is their summer break. And none of them wants that. However, obviously Az is going to do fine. He's smart. Clara could use some work, but Iruma's probably the worst of the three. He's not good at learning all this because he didn't grow up in the demon world. So he doesn't obviously know all the stuff he should have known, going through regular school in there. And, with the concept of magic and everything is going to be even harder for him to understand because, like I said, he's human. He hasn't had to encounter... The only magic he's encountered before this is probably through video games. And even then, I don't think he's encountered that. So he has a hard time grasping some of these concepts, and thus he's not doing very good. To the point where Clara is doing better than him. Anyway, they tried many different forms of studying, but none of them really stick. And everybody else in the class is studying to the point where they're kind of freaking out and burning out on it because they don't want extra homework. They want to be able to enjoy their time off. They even invite Iruma out to Walter Park on end of terminus if they manage to actually all pass. And at first I thought they said water park. Like, as in a water park. No, they're talking about an amusement park. And obviously Iruma has never been to such a thing because, with the way his life was. So he is all excited about this, and he actually finds a little workbook, and it's a talking one that calls the questions, and he's able to answer them all correctly because it was about human stuff. And he got 100% on it. Even though this was apparently something really supposed to be really easy for everybody else, I'm guessing. It was really easy for him anyway. They were all so in awe of him getting 100% on that. I'm like, it's just a simple workbook. Seriously, this should have been easy for all of y'all. Because, I would assume some of that stuff would have been like, I don't know, Science 101 back in your demon elementary school time. Anyway, they decide to go and visit one of the other professors for Netherworld history because, obviously he doesn't know all this, he has to learn it all. And I was actually, while I was watching all this, I was thinking maybe they could do something like reenact some of the stuff that you have to study, like some of the Netherworld history. Maybe that would help him grasp it better. I don't know. I mean, we haven't tried it, so might as well try it. Anyway, when they get there, they find out the teacher is out due to his evil cycle, and the professor that's in charge is Professor Balam. And, this guy, uses, I don't know if they're vines, as in plant vines, or if they're actually, I'm assuming they're plant vines. But this guy essentially is fascinated with humans and anything involving imaginary creatures or mythical creatures like that are in the human world. And they'll assume that none of this exists because, well, it's not in their world. It's imaginary stuff. Then again, we have the same concept of them and all their stuff in our world, so I mean, it makes perfect sense. And everybody else, when he asked the question, what would you do if you encountered a human, they all said they would eat him, which obviously scared Iruma. Balam, on the other hand, I thought he would say he would dissect them, to be completely honest. But no, he essentially said he would ask them, how have you survived, or how would you survive in our world? And so, okay, so he's looking for knowledge. He ends up walking over to Iruma and is like patting him on the back while he's talking and saying that, yeah, you guys would be able to survive with your wings. And he's like, and he stops at wings and he's kind of like, wait a minute. And I was like, uh-oh, because Iruma doesn't have wings. And he quickly grabs Iruma and brings him to the teachers and tells him this boy doesn't have wings. I'm like, uh-oh. And they pull his shirt up, and thankfully Alacrid realized this because he used his what he looks like to form what looks like a pair of small wings on his back so he wouldn't be suspected. I was like, oh shoot, that was so freaking close. And him and Balam end up having tea and, talking. And Iruma lets it slip that he's human. So now, Balam, Sullivan, and Opera officially know that Iruma is human. Omri suspects it. I'm guessing her dad suspects it. What was the guy's name? Ball? The electric guy who was helping Kirio before. I think he suspects it too, if not outright knows. So, yeah, there's a small handful of people that at least know he's human, and some that suspect he's human. And Iruma freaks out, realizing he just said that out loud to him. And he has to tell him, yeah, I'm not lying, because he accuses him of lying. And then Balam freaks out, acting like Iruma's a wild animal that's going to attack him, like we would react. He essentially hides from him, scared of him. And then I guess they start, he starts asking him questions about humans and everything, and I'm guessing Iruma's answering him for him, because at some point he asks him, how are you hiding your scent, because you smell human, essentially, but I guess he's using some kind of perfume or cologne or something. Anyway, Balam ends up making picture books that he can use to learn stuff, and Iruma actually ends up picking it up quite easily with these picture books, which makes him make more, and he wants to show them off to the rest of the students, but his appearance looks scary. And the funny thing is that Caligo is actually friends with this guy. They were classmates back in school, and they are friends. He's the only one that he really likes. So that's new. Anyway, yeah, I am curious to see how Season 3 is going to go, because I can't wait to show the rest of the show off to you guys. So when the dub comes out for Season 3, you can bet your booty I am picking it up and letting you guys watch it. With me, anyway. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.